action. And car wash. Thermostat is hanging up a little bit, or seems to be. So that's not a difficult thing to do, one would think. I don't know where the box went. The box is somewhere. But at first, I would think the thermostat would follow top radiator hose down to where it goes into the top of the block there. But it does not go there. It goes down underneath. So we will get this baby up. Just washed out a clean bucket to catch our antifreeze. And since this is a Honda, it really likes to have Honda coolant. And I bought some Peak Blue if we need it. There's cabin air filter we'll replace while we're there too, since we could use a little bit of that. And yeah, so a quick cabin air filter, and we cleaned the old one out. You might have seen it in the video. We just finally got some new ones. And thermostat. Here we go. One of the recommended brands I could see in the forums. Part number made in Japan. Like that. Okay, there you go. So, your overflow bottle is here. Pretty unsophisticated compared to the rest of the car, but it works. And radiator cap, plain old radiator cap. Take that guy off. And there is a little white petcock, lefty loosey, and you drain it into a clean bucket. Menards, save big money. And we'll go from there. The reason you gotta do this is because the radiator hose that has the thermostat is at the bottom of the cooling system. So you either drain it out here or you drain it out there when you take the hose. So we'll let this drain. Next, we gotta get that cover off and go from there. You get a bunch of it out, then go ahead and pull the white plug out all the way. And you get a little bit faster stream coming. And make sure, we like to use a tall bucket so then you don't get that splash everywhere on the side. Like kind of that flat, like traditional radiator catcher or bucket. Okay, almost done. So you got to get the plastic shroud down, at least on the passenger side. You can kind of push that out of the way and then get in up to where we got to go. So you follow the radiator hose right up to thermostat right there in the center. I got the bottom bolt part way out. I got the hose disconnected already, and you just keep working on it. And there it is. Looks like an OEM unit to me. Got stamping on it. Tech tip. It's really hard to get to that bolt right there with that wire. There's like a loom that kind of clips in there. So get that popped out, kind of get it pressed to the side. It's stiff though, it doesn't go very far. Then you can kind of get to this one. This is the top bolt. That's a hard one. So, but got it out. New one ready to go in. there we go. So it is hard to measure what you put in a bucket, but you can kind of measure in an old antifreeze jug about how far you got it filled in there. And I'm pretty much right to here. So here's 3 quarts, and I'm gonna say about here is 4, so we'll stop about there. So we have about a gallon and I don't know, pint or a quart or so in there. So then when it comes to getting fresh stuff, I can go say, okay, I'm gonna dump a gallon in, and then I'll know a little bit more than that, just to get an idea. We did flush fluids in this, all the fluids when we bought it. That was about 100,000 ago now. So we'll put some fresh antifreeze in there, and I think I've only got about half gallon of the real stuff, but that should be just fine. So we'll do that, and then we'll save that guy to top it up. Everything's put back together. Not all the covers, but we got the new one in. So then we start slowly filling up. I do, you know, a couple quarts at a time, let it drain down, kind of pump the squeeze the radiator hoses a little bit, get the air out, and then you gotta run it for a little bit, shut it off again, check it. I just don't like to overfill it, so we want to make sure we do it the right way. So got her topped off, ran it for a little bit, filled up the radiator, and then you kind of see, you see down there, oop, there we go. So see, I put it right in between the max and the min, and then in theory, if it needs more antifreeze, it'll suck through a little tubey in there. If it has too much, it'll push out into there. So I'll get everything else buttoned up underneath, all the covers or whatever. And just in full disclosure, this car did have a deer hit. It was on this corner here. As you can see, this piece right here, we actually can't find aftermarket. It's sold out everywhere. It's separate from the grill, and it's separate from the front bumper cover. It's like a little filler panel. It's weird. So we just let that ride on a commuter. Doesn't really matter, in my opinion. But so some of the covers underneath, we had to get a little creative with, as we got some, you know, Rock Auto pieces and some Amazon pieces and whatever. We put it back together ourselves. So just a car. Just a car. But, oh yeah, and those previous gen wheels, 17s, look pretty nice on here. We painted them, I think it's Espresso or something is the cover, or color. That was a set of snow tires I got off a marketplace in the fall. They're noisy because they're kind of wore poorly. They're a little bit uneven. Not bad though. I thought they would get quieter after a couple hundred miles, but it's been a couple thousand and they're still noisy, so. But, well, there, gives you a good idea. Not bad though. Not bad. But, I don't know, they're about 10-year-old snow tires. Rubber was still soft. So, we ran them. Let's kept us out of a couple ditches with some good tires. All-wheel drive, traction control, stability control helps too. So, okay, let's put her back together and then run it until the thermostat opens. Check for leaks anymore. Haven't found any yet. And I think we're good. So, it can be done on your own. Right here on the ground, don't need a lift. Be a little bit easier if the thermostat was up on the top of the motor. But on these Honda 2.4s, they're at the bottom. So now we know. Thank you much. Never forget, America. Minnesota is rust. So, up to operating temp. And just about where it was. Everything doing things. Top it off a little bit more, and we'll go from there.